So the coin hunt here. I'm finally back in my house after technically 91 days with no power since December 28th when the limb fell and ripped the meter off my wall. Y'all seen the videos. I was doing at my mom and dad's house the best I could. You're looking at a monitor over here. I got my coin scope up, going to the monitor, and what I got, a piece of paper on up is all the die cracks I found since December 28th on Lincoln Memorial since. Some people may not like these videos, but I like doing them. So there's going to be a bunch. And some of them can be die markers for double dies. Just so you know. A buddy of mine sent me some coins, and somebody found a coin when we did the video. He marked it as a DDR or FS103, and it was not. Yeah, none of the die markers. What happens to be with the die cracks on the memorial since. So, let's see. Here's the first one. Let's see if I can find it. And it's very, very light. Let's see. Running from here to here. Now I can make this screen bigger. Let's try this. A full-blown screen. I don't know if I can get the whole screen in. I'm still playing with the settings on this. Then we're going to shrink it down some. I'm going to stretch it to fit. This. This thing right here allows me to take pictures. This comes with Windows. So yeah, so we got a nice little thin die crack running right through there. What I'm doing, I'm putting these back into the tube without the sheet of paper. Oh, I forgot to show y'all what year. Usually I like to show the year of the coin. 91. It's a different die crack. Let's see if I can find this one. Usually these are stress points on the design. Now, this is a cool one because you can actually follow this one right about to here on at the base of the memorial. I need to get something to hold it so I keep using my thumb like that. Yeah, it stops right about up in here. So let's get that one back out so I get the year on that one. Back number 1. 1983, the first full run of the zinc since. And you can see that this is a wear down. Probably a XF. It's not the double die. Because the double die has 3. Oh wait, this has some die crack right there too. I forgot about that one. Make it look. There we go. And I see this one the first time went right across the end, right alongside the end to that rim. So we got one there. This first one, the other one was right there. There we go, a little bit better. Okay, now we're cooking. So always try to show this 85. Some gunk on it. I might take that gunk off with the toothpick. Just right here. Here's one that started from here and just stops just shy of the building And I think this is part of it right here. Just hasn't completely cracked through all the way. See, it's hard to see this on the CoinScope. I see better on the monitor. Then this one, you see the zinc rot starting to happen right here, but it starts from here, thins out, winds around, blister, runs to about right there. I don't need to be having that. There we go. That's a cool one. Let's get the gear first. 91. Now this is a cool one. Got a crack here, and here they meet, and they come to there. Next one. We have a 93. This is a... They changed the beard up in the 89, I think it was. They ran this beard all the way through 2008. This style of beard on Lincoln. So here's a nice one. Good example. Coming from just above column number 2. Across the T to the rim. I think that was it on this one. Got a little bit of grease strike through on the letters of, in part of the S part of states right there. Now here's a double check. You never know if you might find something else you hadn't seen before. 85, and these are, you know, they turn a little brown here. These are probably red browns at best. So here we got one starting off right here, minor die crack, just fades out towards that T. Very thin. It's hard to see when I got one right through there. Now this one's got me puzzled. I think it comes across the R and goes back down right alongside the R here. But it looks like this is actually on top of it. This could be it right there. It's hard to pick up with these color changes. No, it's just a bright red, no, like brand new stripe. Yeah, you could probably see it doing that, going across that R. '97 Denver of all. Oh, did I find one on here? Yeah. Got one right there. A 97 Denver with a die crack. It's the first one I ever found. Of course, it does look like a scrape, but that is a die crack. But it's another 91. Was there something on here? Oh, yeah. Here across the eye, down the eye, into the rim. These are stress points of the design of the Memorial Belt. And you can occasionally find them on copper ones. I may have a couple in this tube. Just look at all the gunk. That's a very, very thick die crack. And what's amazing about this one, runs from bay 2 to the rim. Look how thick it is before it narrows down and stops right there. And I think it may do a little bit there, and that's going to be it on that side. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, I got more of that off. I think that was somebody's dried gum or something. Ugh. $19.90. This is red. Maybe a red is almost a brown. I don't know how they would grade this one. And there's your die crack. Usually they come from this corner and they run up to the rim. This one runs right through, across the T to the rim right there. It's cool when you get 340. I'm just losing the copper coating. $19.82. This is zinc. This is the small date. Large date goes straight down. The two hooks and drops down on the small date. You got a little tiny die crack right there. On the scope, looking at the scope screen, this is a lot harder to look at. I almost throw it back. And something maybe told me to look at it one more time. Here we got some post-mint damage across his face. See what I mean? How this starts at the point here, goes across the eye to there. It's starting out here and just stops a little tiny die crack. You got one down at this base. It hits here, and I think it scoots along here and stops about right up in here someplace. What year was that one? 91. That's where I show the date first. I keep forgetting to do it. I just flip it over. There's another 1983. I see this before. We got a die crack right through his skull. Backside of his head. Now, this is a cool die crack. Real thin, but look how wide it gets up in here onto the base of the memorial building. And that was it on this one. It's like 9 boxes of coins in here. I'm thinking that's sometimes looks like part of the design flaw. Here's a nice good die crack, which you can see right through here to the corner, up into the memorial, and it just stops right here, just shy of the bay. Nicely well struck. Roof's got a lot of damage, just slightly off center, just a little bit. Actually, that rim's filled in. That's unusual. That could be it. That is like almost like a long radial cut to me. Put that on top of my stand here, and I'm gonna double check the cuts on coins. See how thin? This will be a brown state. You know, it's a grayish looking. And this one got zinc rot popping. Blisters are popped. Die crack right through there. You got one at the lower base. See that? These are zinc blisters that are popped due to wear and tear. So that one I'll probably put back in circulation. So I don't know if it damage you do to the rest of the coins in the tube. There we go. From this corner across this edge of the eye. I like when they go across the letter at an angle. There's a little bit more character to that. To that flaw. 91. Now, this I definitely will not keep, even though it's a cool crack. It's a zinc rot blister that popped. Because this crack went right to it. I bet you that was a glob of copper right there on top. It wore out or it blew up or something. Who knows? That one's definitely going back into circulation. I don't want that. I might get it back. If I get it back and know what it looks like. There we go, 83, lower left corner to the rim. Very tiny lower right corner to the rim, right below the initials. Looks like the G took a hit on that one. '93. I haven't found many in the 2000s. That's a very nice large die crack. And what's cool is this doesn't touch. This is a secondary die crack. This one runs here across. This one starts here. These are all die cracks on the column. Got a die crack here, here, this one I want to say stops right here. These are zinc blisters that are popped. The blisters that have popped. That's a very cool one. I had never seen. I mean, that's a wide compared to what we're looking at, small wise, but on the screen it's huge. You got this one that splits here and here. Now, that's a blister. That's a long blister. See, those could be blisters. That's definitely a die crack. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now here's one. This runs between the T and the base memorial, so it hadn't finished cracking. It's starting its crack to go across to the rim. Now it could either crack and go this way across or go across the top of the T. Who knows? '97 Denver. Now, this one I wasn't too sure about. That looked like a crack, but I think that's just dirt. So I wanted to show y'all, sometimes the coin scope can mislead you. You get a good magnification. This is dirt, dirt, and dirt. So this is going to go back in circulation. That is not a die crack. What's that? All right, 2014. There's something on the back of this one. Well, we had 2014 mixed in if I would have saw a die crack someplace. Could have gotten it mixed up. Check the initials for doubling. Oh, that's what it was. That is a die crack, people. That is not a scratch. The die crack was starting on the backside of his ear, going straight to the rim. That is a die crack. It looks like a scratch, but it's not. It's raised metal. That's why I kept that one. Because that was a scratch, you would be seeing zinc coming through. There's a die crack on that. Alverse, 1984. Die crack right there. These are all die cracks. These are not, if these are scratches, like I said, you will see the zinc. You did not see the zinc. Flip up to the back side. There's the die crack. More die crack. This leaking cent is all cracked up. There's one right there at the corner. So yeah, this one had multiple cracks on this one, both sides of it. With somebody's big old thumbprint right in the middle. Now this could be post-mint damage, but that's a die crack. It's all raised metal. I sat there with the toothpick at my mom and dad's for an hour, pushing on it. I thinned it out real thin. In fact, I broke the tip a few times off. So now it's been found on both sides of the coin. There's the die crack running right through there. From the U to the, that may be post-mint damage. No, I think that one back. That could be that could be post-mint damage, because look how the column's almost cut in half. Oh yeah, that's right. I want y'all's opinion on that. Do you think that's a die crack or post-mint damage? 1996. And that's just carving spots. I think that was just post-mint damage. So sorry, here we got another 84. I keep them for the double ear. We got a rim cut. They didn't recognize that. From here to here, that's a rim cut. Dang, how I missed that. I think that's a rim cut. Yeah, that's a rim cut, all right. We got two. We got a major one and a very minor one right there. But I think this also has a die crack right through here. Splits and stops here, stops here. Oh yeah, huh. My dad is telling me this. He saw where somebody in our state Cybertruck for 1 year. The state taxed him because he wasn't using gas to help keep the roads repaired. So you got hit with a tax for an electric vehicle. All electric vehicle. There you go. Runs from here. Splits this away and splits, runs right up into the last bay. The basic column 12. '93. Very nice die crack. Running from the rim right into the memorial building, just stops right there. "25 minutes, almost done." Another 83. Tiny die crack right there at the lower base corner to the rim. One at the lower right base corner to the rim. That was it. Keep that 84 out. Sorry, y'all. I gotta look. Yep. It ain't the one with the cut on it. That's the polishing of the die. I have to go back and look at that one. I ain't gonna put these into the tube. We'll go back at the one with the rim cut on it out. 83. See, in these die cracks, they could go straight across, down. You don't know which way they're going to go. So, but this one comes right up into here and stops about right there. And a little tiny one just right there. This is die deterioration. You see how the G's just blown out of proportion. The F's almost gone. How did I get in there? Oh, we sent in there. Let's see what we got. That might have been one I'm missing. Oh, I've got an RPM. We do have an RPM. Yeah, the one I was missing. Huh. I know where it's at. Oh, mouse pad now. 83. One little die crack right there. Yeah, that little desk I was working on is kind of used to old-timey desk where people used to handwrite letters and stuff. But the roll down door and all that. So this one, we got one die crack on that lower corner. It's running straight across into here and just kind of fades right up in this area. That's an 86. So I'm going to put more in that tube, and I just put one in there. God dog it. Now, this is a different die crack, but let me see what year this one is. 2000. And this one's actually running from the column, the last column 12, down towards the letter A and just stops right up in there. Wish would have gone through, because I've been the first one I've ever seen of that. I've been seeing these on YouTube for about, I don't know, I guess I've been doing these now for almost 6 months now. It was the beginning of last year when I saw the die cracks being sold on eBay. Some of these are so bad I wouldn't sell them. See, there's one right here. It's doing something right there and just stops on this 83. This is all zinc right up in here. I'm not even going to keep this one. But that probably would have been a nice die crack. So I'm not going to keep that one. Now, you see the zinc blisters. There's your die crack. It's already blowing up at the bottom of the building. That one's going to go back too. 93. Very nice large long die crack for a coin this size, running right to there and then across, and somewhere it stops up in there. Second to last one. 97. These are VFs. But how his hair's being worn down. Why did I keep this one? Because I don't see no die cracks. Oh well. That's wrong with that one. I don't know why I kept that one. Now, got a small one running right through there. Corner, base. What year is this one? 91. Hairline. Right there, I'm getting sleepy. About time for me to take a shot and hit the sack, you know? So, that's going to conclude this video. 32 minutes is not bad. I still think this is an RPM. You see a second area right there. So for that, might as well just go and pull it on up. Vista. We got a Variety Vista. Don't hum, don't sing. Should never be singing. 55 timbre. See, this is what I use. So it gives you all of the listings and what I suspect it to be. I'll lower the scope down. I like that one's north. It's going to be south. It's not this one. Here it is. Find it right here. Let's see. RPM 007. Nope. Not strong enough. So when you're doing these, I look at everything. Die cracks on shoulder. Oh, I can't get down that tight. No die cracks at throat. Or this one has a die crack at the throat. Stage B. So, stage C photo. Stage B. So what I'm going to do, it's hard to tell. On shoulder. See, it doesn't show exactly where at on the shoulder. And these die cracks can get worn down. See, this one's running this away. Here. Here. But I think mine's too worn down to find those. There's 1, 2. Yep, this is it. I found it. Stage B. So, find RPM 012. Stage B. I got no flip to put it in. Other one is not the right size flip. I think. No, a quarter flip I can put it in. Let me see something. Okay, so there's my stapler. There's my stapler. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the video. Thank y'all for tuning in. Share, like, subscribe. Turn the bell for future notifications. I'm trying to hit 1,000. I lost a few due to me helping my mom with my dad. That's okay. He's doing better. So y'all have a good evening. And catch y'all in the next video.